Welcome back to another episode. It's been about 24 hours since I attached these vent grills to the rear perspex window and the boot lid, so I'll take all of the clamps off and see if it's set. Short answer is no, it hasn't stuck. I think I'll have to change my plan with these pieces. I'm thinking if I have a slightly more heavy duty, larger trim to put around the edge, I can actually rivet it to the metal, and same with the window. I have now decided to remove these braces and mount the grille on the inside and just run a trim right around the edge. If I'm going to use the same design for the window, I'll need to change it up. I will make a 3-panel design, so I'll have a small panel in the middle, 2 larger ones either side, and that will leave 2 braces that will stop the window flexing when it's on the boot. I have gone ahead and ordered some H-pattern proper window seal. I managed to find the correct size for the inner and outer, so I should be able to insert these in a trim so there'll be no sealant involved. Focusing our attention back on the engine for now, we have the cooling system figured out. We have the routing of the pipework laid out. We pretty much know where it's going to lie. We have the intercooler pipes installed. We have the layout of the power steering. We have the fuel system set up in the back behind the passenger seat. All that needs to be done there is to run the pipes up to the engine. I also need to make sure we have a parallel supply to the injectors, which I'll go through in further detail when I go to put the engine together for the final time. As you can see, the engine bay is filling up. We do, however, still need to figure out where the air filter is going to go. The standard WRX configuration goes something like this. You can see I don't have any room for this air box. This piece should connect to that inlet there, so you can see how much further I have to go down. The headlight is clearly in the way. Unfortunately, I don't have room to use this assembly and just move it further back because of lack of space over the wheel arch. By space elimination, I only really have this area here to put the air filter. I do want to have a cold air feed, and it's going to run underneath the headlight. There's a decent amount of room just underneath the headlight that comes up onto the top of the wheel arch, so I'm going to incorporate some kind of inlet on this part. To keep things nice and simple, I want to keep this original Subaru MAF sensor. I also want to keep it in its closest approximation to where it would be normally on the car. So I'm going to modify this plenum so I can attach an aftermarket housing for an air filter to this round section here. It clears the engine pretty well and also the light. I just need to measure what available space I have so I can decide on what air filter to use. I have a good space to put a cylindrical filter instead of a panel filter, so I just need to prep the end of this to be able to put a silicone hose to join it. There's another storm coming in today, so I'm hoping by the time we get back from work that this tent will still be intact. Fingers crossed. Boom, looks like we're good. I'll continue. I have the double-edge rubber seal for these vents, so I'll prep it up and see if the system will work. You saw how much material I had to trim off these vents. I want to make these bottom ones slightly bigger to compensate for it. I should be able to use the original shape and just enlarge the cutout on the boot lid. If I take the top part and the outer edge off, I shouldn't have to trim these at all. Moving back to the front for the moment, I'll try and finish these aero catches. I need to weld the brackets for the eyelet which holds it in place. I will use some silicone hose on this frame just to level it out and stop it vibrating too much. The thread is currently way too long. All I need to do now is measure how much I need and then I can trim both of them off. see how tight it is on the light, so we'll have to trim some of the bottom edge off and neaten them up slightly when I take it all off to finish the welding and paint the front end. Fits pretty well. Just check that they lock. Thanks for watching another episode. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week.